approximately?
Well, I think it was a combination of Alien and Live and Let Die, Running Man, and a number of films that were considered to be blockbusters at the time. Sort of like put me on everybody's radar in Los Angeles. That's what led to Midnight Run. I've never had to audition for anything. I can't remember. When you get to the place in your career when they're sending you scripts, as they are now, I get about 6 projects a month. Then you can make choices. So at that point of Midnight Run, I made the choice to be in that when the script was offered to me. This was the only script at the time that I got it that was a comedy. In the last 3 months prior to that, I had received like 100 aliens, all kinds of different cops and stuff like that. The action science fiction films that's who my audience is. So that Midnight Run was a refresher. It's not like people send me comedies every day. I get a lot of blood and thunder and guts and drama, but it was the first comedy that I received in about 3 years. I love comedy. The first thing I did on film was an independent, low-budget film called Bone, which was a comedy. I love comedy, but for some reason, I got caught up in drama, and that's all they sent me up until that moment. Well, Martin is a strange guy. He's a perfectionist. So if you're doing a Martin Brest film, don't expect to do just 3 or 4 takes. Expect to do 10 or 15 takes. He likes to get it in the way he imagined it. He likes to get it the way it's written. Then he wants to get it. He looks for something to happen that's not in the script or word in the performances or rehearsals. And sometimes he shoots a lot of footage trying to get something unusual about the scenes. So if you're an actor, you're doing a Martin Brest film, just get ready to do more than one take. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. He looks for look for that one little accident, that one little thing that's going to bring a different kind of reality. So he'll shoot it again and again until he gets those kinds of things. Working with Robert is like Bob is like being in a tennis match. He's going to hit something over the board to you, and you've got to return the serve without going out. So it's really a creative. It's an exchange of creativity when you're working with De Niro. We became very friendly. He gives you a lot of stuff to work on, and it's real. It's not contrived. It seems to come out of nowhere, and you feel good because he brings reality out. Always new, always spontaneous. I've been very fortunate to work in these kinds of projects. We had the same kind of rapport in Alien. We were working against times, but it was a community kind of thing. You can just feel it. The only danger that I faced in Midnight Run was the script is tricky because a lot of people have read that script and say, I didn't know this was a comedy. So there are times where you can get caught up in the reality of it, where you almost think you're doing drama. So you have to be careful. There's a very, very thin line in Midnight Run. There's a thin line between drama and comedy anyway, but there's an even more thin line when you've got to play it, and that's the only thing that I was aware of. That I was, I think that sometimes Marty says, "Wait a minute, Yaphet, you're going too far," and I had to bring it back and go back to center again. It's like walking a tightrope. This was not fun. This was hard work. That's the way I looked at it. Some people can say it's fun, but to me, we worked 7 days a week. We worked for long, long hours on that movie. We worked 12, 13, 14 hours, 7 days a week. We were in Arizona at one point. We were here. We were everywhere. As a result, that has an effect on your body and your head, having to go from one place to the other. I was sick a lot of the time, had high blood pressure. I think I was not feeling well throughout the entire movie, but it never showed in the performance. It was difficult during that movie. We had to get those, and we got it. Now, I'm not complaining, man. You gotta, it's like being in the Army, the military. The director is your barometer as to how well you're doing. The only thing I was concerned about is Martin Brest's eyes. And Marty kept giving me the thumbs up after every scene. His thumbs up after every scene. Okay? And I knew that the film, here's what I knew. The film was going to be a big hit, and I was creating a character that had never been seen before in any African American film. Mosley is a character that no one's ever seen before. Because he's completely, absolutely out of his fucking mind. He's insane. And so I just had to keep away from falling in love with the gag. Marty did such a good job on that movie. Every time Mosley shows up, he's got more and more men. Starts out with 3 guys, the next time he's got 10, 50, 100. Then finally helicopters and jet planes. Because he's absolutely insane and absolutely insecure. And what makes him insecure is that when De Niro takes his ID, he absolutely fucking freaks out. And so I had to keep from smiling and laughing myself. Just reading the script, when he shows up, you fall out laughing. And so you're doing something that you know is going to be funny and great, and you have to contain yourself and not, play off of that. You got to play it like straight. So I was enjoying that part. And when I went to the dressing room, I was thinking about, I always think of Mosley the Black Clouseau. Whenever I see the Pink Panther or Clouseau, I think of Mosley. I just came from an autograph convention in Oregon where there were thousands of people there at this Witch World thing. And supposedly there to talk about science fiction. I don't know, I must have talked to 1,000 people who were laughing and joking and carrying on about Midnight Run. Look, I look at Alien, I look at the character Running Man and Live and Let Die, and I look at all these movies I've done. Midnight Run, these are all original characters that opened the door for African Americans, man. And I'm very proud, even though I haven't been nominated or got an Oscar for all this work I've done. I think that this career has done a lot. I'm Mosley!